Okay folks, following day, early morning, had to wait for daylight again. So we're getting ready to start cutting out the forks. Got to cut 2 out of this 1/8 and then I got to cut 2 out of 1/4. So I'll go ahead and get them cut out, start getting them ground up, and may do a little machining on them, stacked together to make them straight, but we'll get them. All right. One down, 3 to go. Okay folks, we've got it cut out, we've got them stacked together. I've got them in the mill here. I'm using this machinist vise. This is an old one I keep around. It's got long aluminum jaws put in it for something special at the factory that it was used at, I guess, but that'll help us out support all this. And I put my 1/4 plates on the outside and my 1/8 inch on the inside, so you know it wouldn't kick out or anything. So anyway, a metal sandwich is what we made. But I'm going to go ahead and machine this straight up to, you know, where it starts curving up. I'll get all it with a grinder, but this will save me a little bit of time right here, and probably look a little better. So let's get at it. Okay, so we got one side done, and I went ahead and done the end since I had a long end mill. That way we know that it's all square. So we'll take it out, we're going to flip it over, and then we'll get the other side done, and then start the hand grinding on it. Alright, both sides of the forks are done, the top, and now I've just got to start doing some hand grinding on this, and we'll get all that straightened out, and then start drilling the holes. We're going to keep them all together until all the holes are drilled, everything's finished up that way, they'll all be exact. So, alright. Okay folks, got them all cut out, all drilled, ground. Got to wipe all this oil off of them and then clean them up, and then we've got to tap the holes in the 1/4 inch plates and countersink the holes in the 1/8 inch plates, and then we got to start making our bushings, which are going to be like I said, 1 inch long, and then we can start putting this thing together. So we've still got to drill and tap into our triple trees, but that shouldn't be a problem. All right, I'll show you as I go. Okay folks, moving right along. Here's my my forks. As you can see, 1/4 inch on the inside, 1/8 inch on the outside. Of course the inside bolts to the triple trees. Some of you may or may not like the spring setup. Here's the deal with this. As most of you know, or as I explained when I first started a video on this bike or this frame, I was planning to go all old school originally, but plans changed, of course, because I couldn't, find the right set of wheels I wanted, and a lot of things like that. And I would have taken years to hunt up everything I needed at the price I was willing to pay for it. So anyway, I just decided to do it and do it my own style, whatever I wanted to do, and with whatever parts I've got, of course. And again, this is not a new project. This is just a continuation of the engine build that I put together, because as you know, I bought a transmission for it, was donated a shifter, and oil can, a few other parts that I'm going to use on this bike. And so this, like I said, this is just part of the actual engine build. We're just keeping at it. And what I use down here, this is my Springer style. Now they've made some Springer styles that had the springs at the bottom, so as you know, this is nothing new, but just using what parts I've got. These are fully adjustable coilovers, little small ones, and a friend of mine gave me 4 of these, and I was actually going to use them on the go-kart build for my grandson and just for looks, but it worked out to where I didn't have time for one thing, but there really wasn't anywhere to put them to make them look decent. So so these are pretty tough springs. They've got them adjusted well about halfway up, at least, or a little over halfway up. There's some really good adjustment in these. And so I've got to make rockers, and the rocker will actually pivot here, come into the spring here, and then come up at the front, and then the actual shaft will go through. And then we've got to get these on, and then I'm going to check the trail on the tire. And the trail's an imaginary line down through the fork tube all the way to the ground, and then distance back from there to your center of your axle. So we're gonna get this together, and before I build, you know, the rockers, I will find what the trail is on it, and you can see the shape of them and what I was going for anyway. You know, this sort of matches the rest of the bike, and I, you know, like I said, I am replacing these with socket head cap screws, and they are going to be polished. Everything else will get painted. Like I said, probably gunmetal gray is what I'm just planning on doing. And next I've got to build, I've got my holes here and up top that actually have to be drilled and tapped into here and up here. So what I'll do next is build 2 1-inch blocks, well 4, but 2 for each fork, that goes in between, the bolts go through, and then I've got, find one of them, I've got stainless bolts, 3/8, and they're actually going to go in about, I think these are 2 1/4 inch, so they're going to go in about an inch total. And so we're going to get the plates made, get this board, and go ahead and get it tapped, and then maybe we can get these forks on. We can start doing some measurements on our trail so we can get our rockers built. So that's where we're at. Took a lot of time to do this, these forks, because I kept having to leave and go on tows and wrecks and a little bit of everything. I actually picked up a farm tractor that was hit while going down the road yesterday, and flipped it over on its side. And you know, I was hoping to get a lot more done yesterday, but I've been out since early this morning. I finished my stainless up. I am missing one. I ran out of stainless bar. I just need an inch. I think that's 5/8 is what I'm using, but I'll come up with a piece of stainless for that. I'll have to make one more. But anyway, like I said, you know, like it or not, this is just the way I'm doing it, and you know, it is what it is. So we're going to get at it and see if we can. I radius the corners up here, so I've actually got to radius the corners on top of my fork, so they'll actually fit in all the way where they need to be. So we're going to do that next, and then of course build our plates and go ahead and try to get everything bolted in. So alright, I'll show you more. Okay folks, I'm actually at one of them points to where I'm kind of not happy with what I've done, and I figured if I was going to show this, I just will show everything. So this is where I'm at. Got the forks made, and I put them together with threaded rod down here to get a width on them, and you know, that's as narrow as I could go and still get the wheel in there with the hub and be able to have room for a brake and all that. And then let me take these off here. It's just so daggone wide. I don't know how it looks on camera. I put the engine back in it just to see. It looks a lot better now that the engine's back in it, but still, I still don't like the width. I don't like the real wide. Now, I tried the little bars. I'll show you what they look like. Here they are, and they're just so small in comparison to this darn triple tree that they don't look good at all. So then I've got a big set of bars here that I set up here. Now, they wouldn't look good if I put them where they're supposed to go, but if I shorten it up, I could actually put them on, and they don't look terrible. You know, if I nub that off and put them up and on, it's going to twist them a little bit. I mean, that's sort of the look, but I'm still not real happy with the width of this thing. It just don't look really what I was going for. You know, my original plans was to build a regular Springer that actually came up and came in narrow, and me and Junior had discussed that. And you know, for my small engine and all that, it's just looking so wide up here. So I'm to a point now to where I don't know whether I'm going to scrap what I got here and redo it, or if I'm going to continue like it is. Now I know once I get the tank on it and get the wheel on it, you know, it's not going to look so bad, but it's looking a lot better than what I had envisioned in my head. So anyway, so I'm going to end this here for now, and maybe we can figure something out on it. I don't know. I'm just kind of at one of them disgusted points that that you get to, and that's just the way it goes. So we'll think about this a little while and figure out what I'm going to do. And you know, I wasn't expecting the fork. I wasn't expecting it to look that wide anyway. But you know, I'm trying to keep everything skinny at the back, and then I end up making something that just come out so wide at the front that I'm just not that happy with. So anyway, you can tell me what you think, and I'm gonna jump off this and jump back on the 4-wheel drive for my wife and give it a little time to think about this thing. So appreciate everybody watching. Bye.